nemesis of a firefighter. Arsonist, I'm a fire rider. Instant flame like a firelighter. So special with shows, I live out my flows. Can't walk in my shoes, can't purchase my clothes. Ice in my veins, but I never froze. Picture perfect, but I never posed. As a juvenile, I knew I bounced back. Got rated, had a plan to get my ounce back. Use cheese as bait, that's a mousetrap. Let me to the right person to pounce at. They selling dreams, I'm pulling receipts. Full force, we can't be beat. Got a dirty mouth, but the flow so neat. Keep your 2 cents, talk is cheap.
The next topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros is, should Devin give Loma a rematch, fight Tank, or move up and fight Regis Prograis? So I'm turning over to you, G. What do you think?
I'm gonna be honest, man. He gotta fight. He gotta run it back with Loma, man. Like, the world violated this young boy, man. So this young man needs to run it back and destroy Lomachenko and end this debate, you know. But I want to be mad. Yo, first of all, let me backtrack. Salute to Devin. He has so many options right now. Like, this kid has a bright future, you know. Like, I know it's difficult for him to stay at 135, you know, but he has 2 huge paydays at 135. The Tank fight or this rematch. I think I would stick around for both fights and then move up to 140 to go up against Regis with the zone, you know. But as of right now, stay at 135, run it back with Loma, beat Loma, then try to broker a deal with Tank, get that popping, and then after that, move up to 140.
All right, TBE.
Nah, I agree with G. A rematch with Loma is needed. Like, we got it. We want it. You really want to, like, become, like, make things right with the fans. You gotta go run it back with Loma, because that fight left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouth, because, you know, they weren't impressed with just with the outcome. They weren't impressed with you. And if you're really that dude, if you really want to be the favorite in the sport, you got to run it back with Loma. Should prove that you are that guy. And like I said, I didn't want to pick Loma, but, you know, the odds were in my favor, and you know, it is what it is at this point. I can't cry over spilled milk.
So who you picking for the rematch?
Hey man, you know, we'll see. I ain't picking nobody. I still have the same stance from the first fight, the 50-50 fight. But if you're not gonna rematch Loma, you have to fight Tank immediately, and that's the fight people want to see: the champion versus the superstar. And if you find some way to beat Tank, you are the superstar, and you could go on, move up, and you could dictate your career from there. But you have to fight Tank. If you move up without fighting Tank, it's just a black eye on the sport. It's a black eye on your career, and people, you just like, you're just like ruining your career after this. Like, what up?
Yo, Ned, I'm being honest. I humbly disagree with you. The young man is struggling to make weight. So if he goes like, I just can't stay at 135.
Yo, G, I hear you. But Tank is the superstar in his division. And if he goes, I got to move up because I can't make weight, then the casuals don't care about making weight. The casuals didn't care to make when they when Tank beat Ryan. All I'm hearing, oh, yo, Tank's that guy, Tank's that guy. When Devin fought Loma, and they was like, yo, Devin he lost, but they gave him they said he won. Like, a lot of people were saying this, like people I know in the local area saying Loma beat him. So if he doesn't run it back with Loma, he has to fight Tank. It doesn't matter about the weight, because the casuals don't care, because they're not into deep. They want to see the best fight the best. They want to see the pay-per-view. If it's a pay-per-view fight between these top fighters, they want to pay for it, and they want to see them go at it. So if you don't fight Loma for the round 2, you have to fight Tank. But if you move up without fighting Tank, then it's gonna tarnish his legacy, because it's like, you never fought the best in the division. Yeah, you beat Loma, but you didn't really beat Loma. And then if you move up without fighting Tank, it's an issue. It's an issue with a lot of people.
Yo, you do know Tank hasn't fought the best in the division.
Well, Tank fought Ryan, Tank fought Barry, Tank fought some
Ryan ain't
guys.
top.
I'm just saying, these were guys we were talking about, they were top. So yeah, Tank doesn't have a belt, but Tank's the superstar. He's the moneymaker. He's the guy who's driving all the eyes to the sport. Every time Tank fights, people are watching. And last weekend, people watched the Devin fight and they didn't like the outcome of the fight because they thought Devin lost. A lot of people telling me this. A lot of people. But I'm just saying, if he doesn't run it back with Loma, he has to run it next with Tank. That's it, because you're undisputed in the division. You got all the belts, but you're not going to fight the superstar. And this is another mega fight. And why not? Like we say, Tank and Ryan made people notice, like, yo, we making money out here. So, Devin, if you want to sabotage your bag, go ahead and sabotage your bag. If you're not confident he could beat Tank, just say that. If you're not confident he could beat Tank, I'm just saying, don't sabotage the bag, because Tank draw all the eyes. He gets a lot of people watching. He's inspiring a lot of little kids. Kids are like, I want to be like Tank. Tank's amazing. Tank's a great fighter. He brings them to the sport. They're doing it. They think they're doing whatever they think they do is boxing. But Devin, if you don't fight Loma again, you gotta fight Tank. If you move up, forget about you. Like, I'm off. It is what it is. Go on, move on, run, duck, hide. That's what you're doing.
Wow.
All right, so do I think Devin should give Vasily Lomachenko a rematch? I think it's a wise decision, and here's the reason why. Some fights get bigger because of controversy, and some fights end up making and defining a fighter's career because of the controversy. I'll give you an example. Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder 1 wasn't as big as the rematch because most people didn't care about their first fight like that. When I say most people, I mean the casual fan. So let me just say the casual fan didn't care about their fight until Deontay Wilder dropped Tyson Fury in the 12th round. He got up like the Undertaker and then finished the round. And that fight was another close fight, which again, I never said was a robbery. I just thought Fury won. Some people thought Wilder won, right? In my opinion, Fury won. But I could understand how you could score that fight for Deontay Wilder. So I never called that fight a robbery, just like I'm not calling Devin Vasily a robbery. But to me, Tyson Fury won. But he did get dropped twice, which is 2 10-8 rounds. I think he won the first round, and there were like 1 or 2 close rounds in between. So it's not out of the realm of possibility to say that Deontay Wilder got a draw with Tyson Fury in that fight. So on my scorecard, he didn't, but I can see how some people could have it that way. But the point I'm making is their rematch took on a life of its own. You look at the outcry of people saying that Vasily Lomachenko should have got the decision. They thought Vasily Lomachenko won, and Vasily making a video saying, thank you, everyone. If they were to do this rematch, I will guarantee you that at least the numbers would double in pay-per-view buys if they did this rematch. If not, do way more than it did, because so many people were talking about how this was a robbery, and so many people were talking like there are people who did it, who know boxing, like the casual fans, and they came up to me and they say, well, did Devin really beat Vasily? And I'd be like, you got to watch the fight, man. Like, well, what's your answer? My answer may not be your answer because it was that close. Because it was that close. I learned a long time ago, Ned, and I'm just letting you know, you can't listen to what people say in boxing. I had people tell me, yo, this fighter got robbed. Yo, it was a horrible decision. And then I would watch and be like, no, it wasn't. Like, it was a good decision. And the fighter they would say got robbed is usually a media darling, a public figure, and people like that person better, so they don't want to admit that that person lost. So all I'm saying is you got to watch it for yourself. You got to judge it for yourself at the end of the day. And that fight was razor thin. So my thing is he could rematch Vasily Lomachenko. I think the controversy makes that rematch even bigger than the first fight, and I think that the fight would sell better in a rematch. The fight with Tank is a difficult fight because Devin Haney struggles to make weight. He struggles so badly that they did the actual weigh-in the morning of, so he can start his rehydration early. And the actual weigh-in was behind closed doors because the last time he did a public weigh-in, it went viral for how he looked, Devin the Dream Haney. So one can only imagine how he looked for his weigh-in with Vasily Lomachenko. And then they just did a ceremonial weigh-in, which means when we saw Devin weigh in on that scale, he had already began rehydrating. So that's why he didn't look the way he looked when he stepped on the scale against Kambosos. So now you want Devin to take the biggest fight of his career against Gervonta Tank Davis at a huge physical disadvantage that requires him to drain himself to the point where he's very low energy and he fades in the second half of a fight. So my point would be, if he felt good and he felt like he can beat Tank, then he should take the Tank fight. But if he's worried about fading and Tank jumping on him and knocking him out, then he should move up because he can't win anyway. If he moves up, everyone's going to say that he avoided Tank. If he fights Tank and he's not going to be 100% and he's going to fade down the stretch and Tank knocks him out, he's going to take the L and everyone's going to say he was a bum and he was never that good anyway. So he might as well do what's in the best interest for him physically. Sometimes you just can't win. You can't please everybody. So I would say fight Tank if you're confident you can beat Tank and you got and you can make that weight. But if not, it's time to move up. And if you move up, Regis Prograis is a good choice. He's champion. He's a solid fighter. And he's one that will give Devin instant credibility at 140. It's not like he's moving up and taking a tune-up. He would move up and he'd take Regis Prograis. And just for the record, you would have to look at Devin Haney's resume, which, whether you like it or not, you would have to respect it. But he would have fought Jorge Linares, Jojo Diaz, George Kambosos, who was undisputed for beating Teofimo Lopez, and he would have beaten Vasily Lomachenko. And then move up to fight Regis Prograis. That's a hell of a resume for a kid who's 24 years old. So that's all I got to say. Anyone else have anything else to say?
Well,
right.
For the record, Kambosos wasn't undisputed. Let's just keep it real.
Disputed, undisputed.
Disputed, yeah.
Disputed, undisputed. Thank you. All right. Please like, share, and subscribe. Remember, you can listen to our podcast on all major streaming services. We are the Boxing Bros.